Good. And the scientific name is Dalbergia lactea. It's called what? Dalbergia lactea. Good. This Dalbergia has a lot of supernatural and superstitious beliefs associated with it. One, the locals worship it as a deity. And when you want to cut even the bark or harvest the leaves or any part of it, you have to perform rituals. One, to pacify the walls. Secondly, you don't cut the part you want during the daytime when the sun is up. You have to cut it very early in the morning or late in the evening. It is believed that when you cut it during the daytime, your shadow will be on the plant. So when you cut it, you are cutting your own self and you may die. And if you don't, even after performing the rituals, these conditions must be observed. Again, a female is not supposed to touch this plant. Otherwise, she will not menstruate again and hence not give birth again. So that can be a natural family planning for you. Yes, that. It is also believed that because the leaves have this magical powers, the plant also tries to hide the leaves. So it comes from the soil through the side. It climbs around this stem, moves back into the soil behind you, then climbs that tree high up there and hide the leaves up there. Okay. Yes. And besides all this, it is also worshipped, as I stated. And the traditional belief is that wherever in each forest that you have the humachem, there are also dwarfs. I hope you have heard of dwarfs before. Yes. What are dwarfs? Dwarfs here they? Short organisms, right? Motia, right? They are believed to be spiritual beings, right? That can vanish and do some magical things, right? So dwarfs are believed to be in this forest. But we are scientists, so we are not so much interested in what they do. They are doing their own thing, and we are also doing our own thing. I have not seen some in this forest, but they are believed to be here. As I stated, they are supernatural beings. If they want to reveal themselves to you, they will reveal themselves to you. But you can't see them easily with your naked eyes. Are we together? All right. So that is a brief story about the humachem you've heard about. If you have any questions, you can ask before we continue our hiking. So what's all being is cut down? Where the taboo, you don't cut it. It is believed that if you attempt cutting it, you are cutting your own self and you will die. Yes, because it's worshipped as a deity. The spirit beings will deal with you. Yes. Okay, the last question. The last question, yes. Several times. Okay. And this taboo days that our fathers have established, it has also benefits for the forests, okay, so that we don't overexploit the resources, but gives it some breathing space to also recover. It's not only the spiritual belief, but it also has scientific backing associated with these taboos. Do you get it? Similar to taboo days where we don't go fishing, so that the fish can also rest and reproduce, so that whenever you go, you can get some to harvest and not deplete all the resources. All right, now let's continue. The local name of this liner is humachem, and the scientific name is Dalbergia lactea. It has a lot of supernatural and superstitious beliefs associated with it. It is worshipped as a deity, one, by traditionalists, and secondly, it is also believed that females are not supposed to touch it. If you're a female and you touch this plant, you will cease to menstruate and henceforth you will not reproduce. Besides that, only the chief fetish priest is allowed to perform the necessary rituals for the ancestors in order to harvest any part of this plant, either the bark, the wood, the leaves, the roots, or any parts for their intended purposes. It has magical properties and also medicinal properties. It is worth mentioning that the exudate of this Dalbergia lactea is a sedative, so it can be used to cure diseases like that of depression. When a relative is depressed and become hyperactive, you give him an exudate or even a bark of this plant to chew, suck in the exudates. He will sleep for a very long time, a minimum of 6 hours, and wake up very relaxed with a recovery from the hyperactive situation. Besides this, it's also worth mentioning that with the presence of this humachem, the locals believe that there are also dwarfs in this forest. As such, Fridays are set aside as a taboo day to perform the necessary rituals and commune with the ancestors. Because of that, workers are not permitted to do heavy work on Fridays. Otherwise, there are punitive measures that the ancestral world will mete out to such offenders, such as being translocated, disappearing, or getting severely injured. Besides this, it's also worth mentioning that this plant is also present in only a few forest reserves. Therefore, it is not supposed to be cut down for any reason as a means of conserving it. Thank you. Leaves also has magical powers, mainly for the production of, in quotes, in our local parlance, we call it for girls. Let's say a man proposes to a woman and she is proving difficult in accepting the proposal. A fetish priest who has the required expertise can be consulted, perform the necessary rituals, fetch the leaves, and use it to prepare the potent concoction. But the leaves are also very hard to come by because the plant tries to hide the leaves.
Why would the plant hide the leaves?
Because the plant is believed to be a deity and a living being on itself. So it tries to prevent people from having access to the leaves easily. That is one reason why it tries to hide the leaves. Even though you need to perform the rituals in order to have access to it, it also makes that effort to hide the leaves. Besides that, if you don't perform the necessary rituals and you fetch the leaves, it will not yield the expected results. This tree, this liner here called the Dalbergia lactea, is more than 30 years old.
And how long is it?
You mean the length?
Yes.
It is estimated to be more than 50 meters.
Nancy Kakari, and women are not supposed to touch it because they have a purpose, a main reason for that. That's why they are confirming that we shouldn't touch it, because if one touches it, it has a consequence.
What do you have to say about it? How do you feel?
It's somehow discriminating that men should touch it and women shouldn't touch it. So I think that we should rather do something about it. Why don't women touch it? What is the main? Because every tree women can touch it. So why not touching of this tree? So it's kind of discriminating.
If you touch it, you become barren.
Barren, I don't believe in that, but that's what they are saying. So
If you don't believe it, would you go and touch it?
I won't touch it because that's what they are saying. But me, purpose, I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in it?
Yes.
Then touch it unless you...
No.
Okay, I'm Eunice Abina Kwachi. And then the first time I heard or I saw this tree, to me it was normal, yeah, because we're in the forest. And then we know forest, we have a whole lot of, the forest serves a lot of purpose for us. Some is like social and then the spiritual aspect. So if something like this is told, then I see it's normal. No, because I see it to be superstitious, like, to me, I can, but then it's because I'm new in this place and then I've been told not to touch it. So I think I have to listen to them because they have stayed here for a long time. Yeah, that's what I said is superstitious. If I'm allowed to touch it, I would, but so far as they are saying women are not supposed.
Nobody is preventing you from touching it.
You see, we have people who manage the place and then we've been told not to. The person is taking care of you, you know that. Yeah. So far as the person is guiding you to the forest and then is telling you not to do something, you can't just like disobey the person. Yeah. To me, okay. So whereas they're saying it shouldn't be touched by women, I think they should bring only the guys to see the tree. Yeah, because what's the reason bringing us to let us know about the tree and then telling us not to touch it? I think, yeah.
Okay, I'm Evelyn Asamoah Duffy. And when I came here, I was really scared that women cannot touch this tree because when you touch it, you'll be barren. And they are also saying that the leaves can be used for abortion, meaning there are two contradictory things. Yeah, the leaves of the tree can be used to charm women. Yeah, but another thing that I heard about it was it can be used for abortion. That's what I heard about it. So I don't know, a tree that cannot be used to a woman cannot touch, and that same tree's leaf can be used to perform abortion. It's two contradictory things.
All right, I'm very interested in the charming.
Okay. Well, for the charm, they told us not to touch it because when you touch it, you become barren. And then the guys can use the leaves to charm women.
Do you think it's necessary for guys to use it?
It's not necessary, and I believe that is why the tree itself hides its leaves, because they don't want the guys to be using that to charm us. Yeah. The tree respects ladies a lot. Aside they not letting us.
But do you believe this can be used to charm you?
Well, I don't believe it, but that's what they say. That's what they say, so I just have to compromise.
That a guy is coming to fetch some of the leaves to charm you.
Well, that's so some way. How? I'm sure that the person can climb the tree to go up there to take it, because the tree is being respectful. Right? It's respecting ladies in a way that it's hiding its leaves up there. And I don't think a guy can climb it apart from those tree climbers. Maybe you have hired a tree climber to pick the leaves. Yeah, since they say people, fetish priests come to perform some rituals here, I think they should also perform those rituals to cover the barren parts, and then so that we can also touch it, because we don't come for hiking and we want to have a feel of everything. You get it? So we have to touch it too. Now that I can't touch it, I can't touch it. It feels some way. Yeah.
Well, my name is Emmanuel Suboating. It's somehow an opportunity, but to me, I wouldn't need this opportunity to woo a girl just because I love her or something. I would just use, if the girl loves me, she will accept me for who I am. Yeah.
So,
I should agree with them, but what if, let's say, a white woman comes here, she's not told that women are not supposed to touch this. So if this white lady touches it, what happens? So I'm here to find out about that anyway, but I agree with them in a way. Yeah. No, personally, no.
why?
It's just my own personal interest. I just don't have interest in it, and I don't believe it. Yeah.
Henry Amankwamenu, I don't believe in the fact that the tree can be used to charm women. I don't have a belief in that. And I have never fallen in love with a woman whom I have to use a charm or whatever to win that person or to win that particular woman. I'm not interested in charming. And so I don't believe in the leaf being used as a charm on women to win women or to win their love.
You think it will not work?
I think it will not work. Yes. That is superstitious belief. It is someone's belief. It is what you believe in which will affect you. So far as I don't have a belief in it, it will have no consequences on me. Like the other guy said, if a white woman comes here to touch it, it will have no effect on her. because she has no belief in such things.
So if you have a...
No, you don't have to, what should I say? You don't have to argue about certain things which has been said already. You get it? It is only the fool that will argue with certain things in nature. And you don't have to become a fool of that kind.
Since you are saying you don't believe it.
About a particular any other tree. It is like any other tree. That is what I see. Like any other tree. Yeah.
I am Daniel Donko, a teacher.
So, what do you have to say about the belief?
Yeah, so long as it has got some medicinal purposes, that if one is depressed and you take some of the leaves, it can also help the person to sleep better for a minimum of 6 hours. And what I believe is that if you are not aware that when you touch it, some of these things will happen to you, or you go barren, or some of that kind, and you touch it, then you are safe because you don't know. But if you know that when you touch it, you go barren, and you touch it, it will happen. It has happened to everything, even stones and other stuff. It has happened. So I don't doubt it. It is very true. You're welcome. They shouldn't dare to touch it. I think it is a lesson that we are all going through. So let us go through smoothly. I wouldn't dare anybody to touch it.